Nonsense, I told myself. You've sat in on these meetings dozens of times. You've almost always thought the same things Dad has said. Yes, this is your first time leading it, but this was always waiting for you. And no one is going to be hard on you today, for goodness sake. Your mother just had a heart attack. I pulled the door open with purpose, General Ledger trailing behind me. I made sure to nod at the gentlemen as I passed. Sir Andrews, Sir Codley, Mr. Rasmus, and a handful of other men I'd known for years sat arranging their pens and paper. Lady Bryce looked proud as she watched me sweep around to my father's spot, as did the General when he settled into the place beside her. "Good morning." I took my seat at the head of the table, gazing down at the thin folder in front of me. Thank goodness the agenda looked light today. "How was your mother?" Lady Bryce asked solemnly. I should have written this answer on a sign so I could stop repeating it. She's asleep still. I'm not sure how serious her condition is at the moment, but Dad is staying by her side, and we'll be sure to update everyone if there's any change. Lady Bryce smiled sadly. "I'm sure she'll be fine. She always was a tough one." I tried to hide my surprise, but I didn't realize Lady Bryce knew my mother that well. In truth, I didn't know that much about Lady Bryce myself. But her tone was so sincere, I was happy to have her beside me at the moment. I nodded. Let's get through this so I can tell her my first day on the job was at least slightly productive. There were gentle chuckles around the room at that, but my smile quickly faded as I read the first page presented to me. "I hope this is a joke," I said dryly. "No, Your Highness." I turned my eyes to Sir Codley. "We feel this was a deliberate move to debilitate Ilia, and seeing as neither the king nor queen gave their consent, France has essentially stolen your brother. This marriage is treasonous, so we have no choice but to go to war." "Sir, I assure you this was not treasonous. Camille is a sensible girl." I rolled my eyes, hating to admit it. "It's Aaron who's the romantic one, and I feel certain he urged her into this, not the other way around." I balled up the declaration of war, unwilling to consider it for another moment. "My lady, you cannot do that," Sir Andrew insisted. "The relations between Ilia and France have been tense for years." "That is more on a personal level than a political one," Lady Bryce offered. Sir Codley waved his hand in the air. "Which makes this all much worse. Queen Daphne is brandishing more emotional suffering on the royal family under the assumption that we will not respond. This time we must. Tell her, General." Lady Bryce shook her head in frustration as General Ledger spoke. "All I will say, Your Highness, is that we can have troops in the sky and on the ground within 24 hours if you command it, though I certainly wouldn't advise you to make that command." Andrews huffed. "Ledger, tell her the danger she's facing." He shrugged. "I see no danger here. Her brother got married." "If anything," I questioned, "shouldn't a wedding bring our two countries closer? Isn't that why princesses were married off for years?" "But those were planned," Codley stated in a tone that implied I was a little too naive for the conversation at hand. "As was this," I countered. "We all knew Aaron and Camille would wed one day. It simply happened sooner than expected." "She doesn't get it," he muttered to Andrews. Sir Andrews shook his head at me. "Your Highness, this is treason." "Sir, this is love." Codley slammed a fist on the table. "No one will take you seriously if you do not act decisively." There was a beat of silence after his voice stopped echoing around the room, and the entire table sat motionless. "Fine," I responded calmly. "You're fired." Codley laughed, looking at the other gentleman at the table. "You can't